Hey guys, welcome to another ChevSpeaks video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing really how much it costs to own one of these cars. I mean, you can look up how much it is to buy one of these cars, but how much does it really cost to own one of these cars? And should you really buy depreciated Mercedes AMG products such as this S55 I have right here from the year 2003? First of all, I will make a disclaimer. These numbers are probably going to be different than the median or the average, the median or mean running costs for these cars, simply because this car was bought recently and we had to do some work to it to get it to factory standing. Again, every single car is different, but this will give you an idea of the true cost of what one of these cars costs to run. And just as Ed Bolian said, it's very dangerous to own a Mercedes AMG product out of warranty, and well, I'm quite confident that this car is indeed out of warranty. So first of all, we'll start off with this car. This car is a 2003 S55 AMG. Viewers of my channel will know this. We bought it in September, or end of August, early September of this year. So I've had it for around 5 months now, and I've loved the car. I've loved every single second of it. It's great. But some things are too good to be true. There's a reason why these cars have fallen to the price level of base model 3-year-old Camrys or something like that. So today's video will be discussing how much it actually, and why these things are how they are. So here I did a little bit of math, and recently we took the car in for its yearly service, but also just to get many things straightened out that were wrong with the car. So we ended up paying $990.38 for service. So one of my parts that was missing was the trunk motor, so now my trunk is automatic, which is pretty cool. But just the little motor in itself was $356.15, and this was a rebuilt unit from a company in Oregon that you send an old motor to and they send you back a new one that's rebuilt. And everything else, the service plus labor, was $634.23, again for a total of $990.38. Also, whenever we bought the car, the rear tires, only the rear tires, were quite bald, and it's a common problem with these S55s, especially high horsepower Mercedes, that the rear tires go out way before the front tires just because there's so much torque and so much weight in the rear. And I don't do burnouts or anything, it's not very efficient. But the tires in total were $750, so that's the labor and the installation and everything plus the tires. But each rear tire, these are 265 1840s. They're Bridgestone Potenza RE050s. They were $330 each. Now that's very, very, very steep. That's quite a lot of money for a tire. There's cars that cost as much as 2 rear tires, and so that wasn't very cheap either. And then it's just the daily costs of gasoline. I fill up 93 octane, that's the recommended fuel, and it was around $60 per fill up. I fill up normally around 21 gallons. So I filled up this car 5-6 times, I'll just put it at 6 times. And driven 2,000 miles in this car over the past 4.5 months. And the grand total of how much this car has cost me to run is $1.05 per mile. And this, I'm not counting for depreciation, and I'm not including insurance. In comparison, the Volkswagen Passat, the diesel one that's behind me, that costs around 10 cents a mile? Something crazy. Even though these cars have fallen to such low price levels, you still have to have a good supply of money coming in, because these are not cheap cars to run. If you have $10,000 in your bank account and you see one of these for $9,999, don't buy it, whatever you do. Very fun to drive, very cool, but I advise you, unless you have the money to keep them running, and these aren't cheap machines to run, then stay away from these. These are money pits. Now that's just my buyer beware, that's my buyer's advice. These cars are, again, I can't reiterate enough, these cars are awesome. The sheer power, the raw handling, they're awesome. But again, all these prices and stuff that you see, the prices for the parts are still very much the exact same as they were when these cars were $120,000 cars. So don't be fooled by the depreciating price that these cars are somewhat affordable. They're really not. Also, I do want to say, so we bought this car for $10,000, around there. So in the 4 months we've had it, we spent around $2,000 on it. That's 20% of its value just on service in 4 months. Now, I do assume that these prices will end up going down because you won't have to replace the tires for another 15,000 miles or whatever. You won't have to, hopefully, fingers crossed, repairs to the engine or to the drivetrain or powertrain or whatever. So these numbers do seem kind of weird, very high. I mean, they are high numbers. This car's not a cheap car to run, but I don't expect them to be this high always. This is just a very unfortunate streak. It's not necessarily unfortunate, it's just some things are going wrong and I just wanted to fix them. But now I have a perfectly functioning S55 AMG that has a working sunroof. Before the sunroof didn't work, and I'm loving it. Also, I want to point out, you guys, yes, it does snow in Georgia. It is right now. We got some snow this morning. I'm off school today, so yeah, just things to celebrate for. And anyways, thank you guys for watching this ChevSpeaks video, and I hope to see you in the next one. See you guys later.